What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 35, picking up from the ancestral woods. So before we get going this episode, there are a few things to cover. So at this point, we've obviously, cleared all of Ansel, cleared all of Soifra, Nocron, Noxtella, then obviously last episode, the Lake of Rot. So as far as what we're working on now with the underground, the only thing we have left is deeper depths. However, with taking out a cell and gaining access to the Moonlight Altar, we did wrap up with Ronnie's questline. Now, with that, there are still a few loose ends. So we're going to start this episode by jumping back to Ronnie's Rise. So I was trying to fit this in last episode. We just, ran out of time. But once you have completed Ronnie's quest, you still have Blythe, you still have EG, and then obviously Solvis. So we do need to check in with them. And actually, we're going to wrap up all their quests too. So when you're going out, if you guys remember, we fought the Baleful Shadow, which was the shadow version of Blythe in the underground. Well, now with completing Ronnie's quest, all of the hell they call the Black Knife Assassins that pretty much came for all of them, and Blythe has lost his mind. So this is the real Blythe. This fight's gonna be pretty beefy. If you can't beat him right now, you can always come back. I don't believe it's really that hard. If he leaps at you, it's really easy just to, wait, dodge, backstab, similar to the other fight. He does have a AoE Frostbite special attack on his sword. Gosh, yeah, and he does get like an absolute truck. Now, if you can roll through it like that, like I said, it's pretty easy to get backstabs on him. He's obviously very tough. There's no denying that, but right there. Oh, he gets like a truck, dude. I didn't even get the guard counter because he knocked us out of it so easily. Just stay on him. Like I said, you got to come back for him. You got to come back. I don't think it's that bad. Depends on how much he's hitting you. Come on, Blythe. One more jump. One more jump. Where's our damn blood loss? Not the grab. Yep. He also has a grab attack, but like, he's just really erratic. Very, very aggressive, but he's very beatable. So we're taking him out. You're going to get his armor set and his weapon. Real great sword. Phenomenal choice for strength intelligence. In fact, it's probably the best choice in the game, or second best. It's really up there. So this is going to do physical magic. It's an ultra great sword. However, the Ash of War will do exactly what he did. You're going to jump way to the ground, stab your weapon into the earth, and do this huge AoE of Frostbite. So it does do Frostbite, but only on the Ash of War. You will always get magic and physical damage stuff. Then you have Blythe's armor set, and I really do like this set. It's really nice. So with him out of the way, we're going to go on down and talk to Solvis, who is now a puppet. So we had two choices with Solvis' quest. You could have gave the potion to Nepheli like he asked. This would have led to him sending you to get the magic scorpion charm. So if you're doing a mage build, that'd be pretty cool, to do. But you're going to want to do it New Game Plus, which is why we didn't cover it, because then you're going to piss Ronnie off. Then you might miss out on the Darkening Greatsword. You might miss out on doing her quest and getting that ending. And honestly, a mage build is going to benefit more from Ronnie's quest than Solvis' big time. So I think it's better to get the Magic Scorpion Charm in New Game Plus. With that being said, since we gave the potion to Gideon, I'm pretty sure he came here and turned him into a puppet. That's why he looks like all of his people. So there's Solvis Spellbearing, and then you're going to get his set as well. This is what I'm saying, we're just starting to get to mid-game now. I was like, oh, there's just no armor. You're going to have to farm up enemies if you want armor early on. We are almost 40 hours in at this point, and now you're starting to find them back-to-back, right? Even going to Deep Root, when we get there, there's other armor sets there. But then when you get to Mount Gelmir and Altus, you just start finding armor. From about this point on, you'll find it all over the place. Now, before we do anything else, we have EG to go talk to. To the jump back to Road in the Manor. We're going to talk to EG. We need to rest. And then pretty much just talk to him again and get his stuff. Well, can't really talk to him. You'll see what I mean. We'll interact. So, Blythe's death.
How could Blythe? How did he break free from his cell? No. More importantly, Blythe became a curse that plagued Lady Rani. Yet even in madness, gave himself to her. I made a grave misjudgment. And I thought myself a capable war counselor. I'll catch up with you soon enough, Blythe. When I do, I only hope You'll accept my apology.
So Blythe actually fought against his fate. Remember, she was an Empyrean. They gave her Blythe. The Two Fingers gave her Blythe, so he was part of her very being, her protector. But if she went against the Two Finger, he was supposed to take her out. He actually fought against that though, because he loved her, right? But it's ingrained in him to take her out. He can't help it, but he still fought against it. So pretty incredible. Blythe's a good dude. Now you're gonna see Black Knife Assassins here again. This time they took out old E.G. E.G. took quite a few with him. Pretty tough guy, pretty big guy. Either way, you will be able to get his helm and his bell bearing right up here. Now, what's really crazy lore-wise is America got rid of death, in the world. There was no death. There was part of the Elden Ring, which was the death room. She hid this away, gave this to her shadow to hide. But what happened was, when Ranni became Empyrean, she didn't want to be controlled, so she took that room back, gave it to the Black Knight Assassins. They killed the first demigod with it. That's why everything happened. Which is weird because Ranni did that, so why are they killing her people after she's extended? Ascended. That always confuses the shit out of me, but it is what it is. There's one last thing I would like to try to do before we get started, and that's over here below the well. We put this off earlier because it's very hard. And I still want to put it off again, but I figured we'll give it one run real quickly. So from siofra River, over here by the well, we talked about this earlier. This is the Great Jars Challenge. Now, this gets you the best talisman in the game for weight. I think it's very good for any build. If you're wanting nice armor, good weapons. We have 20. I don't have any stone swords, so I guess it's better we come back anyways. Or we can just pick them up. So if we jump back to Round Table Hold, we haven't bought any of these yet. But pretty much, we bring our stamina up to 25. I think with that and the talisman, we can pretty much wear whatever we want. Honestly, 25 is a pretty good spot regardless. However, we don't have stone sword keys, so we'll go by the 2 and 4. Now, to do this, you're going to have to fight 3 NPCs back to back. So this is below the well. You have to fight 3 NPCs back to back. Now, if you're playing online, the game pulls from the last 3 players that did the challenge. Typically, they are end game or even new game plus, or I've seen some with like some of the last weapons and armor sets from the DLC. So they're probably level like 200. We're level 100. That is a big fucking difference, and that's why it's so challenging. It's not impossible, but it's very, very difficult. And I firmly believe this should be done after we all get our main weapons, get them up to plus 10, and then we should come back. But I have been able, honestly, in my own playthroughs, I pulled it off when I first went here. That's even before Caelid. Very hard to do, but it is possible. So we're going to hope for the best here. Because I really want this. It's a good point. In fact, at 25 with that on, I was able to wear pretty much the whole full Banished Knight set, which is pretty cool. And I really like Blythe's gauntlets a lot too. I think they look good. So this is just going to bring you to an area in Caelid you could not reach otherwise. I think some people found a way to do a trick drop off of the cliff over here, but you would spend more time dying before you're able to do that trick drop than it would take you just to run from here. So wouldn't worry about it. But either way, as soon as you go down here and get a side of grace, then we're going to go to the left-hand side. We'll be able to get a stone sword key back that we just used. But on top of that, we're also going to have a room bear. Now, this is a draconic room bear. He is partook in dragon communion, eating dragon hearts. And it has changed him, just like it will you, if that's what you do. Like red eyes and all that shit. Well, that's what's happening now. Very, very aggressive fella. He's got pretty good voice. Not good enough. Stop screwing me out of my damn critical attacks, please. Look at that roar. Wow. Very aggressive guy. Where's our damn glove on that? There it is. Alright. Take him out. Right over here here on the ledge is going to be your stone sword key. And once we got that, we can just, you know, jump right back. Where was it at? Yeah. Alright. I guess we're about set up as we're going to be. Alright, so this part's going to be difficult. There's going to be 2 golems on the way. One is, well, both are going to be using magic great bows, so they're shooting magic arrows at you. And you don't want them getting involved in your fight, so you don't have to kill the first one every single time, but the second one, if you don't take him out, he will be firing arrows while you're doing these invasions, and it just makes a very, very difficult interaction, even more so if, you know, you don't need it. Now, he's also guarding a really cool shield for strength build, like really cool. Really? It's the second critical attack we screwed out of today. Will not be a third. Alright. Either way, when you take him out, right over here is a great shield. It's covered in spikes, so it will come with shield bash. Spike palisade shield, really cool. So it comes with shield bash, and you can proc blood loss just by bashing people with the shield. So, like I said, it's really, really, really dope for a strength build. Then we have this asshole. Usually you could hide behind this tree a bit, just like that. You're also going to notice this guy's got armor and speed, so it might take a little bit more to put him down. The good news is he's just going to kind of chill right here while we deal with it. That's 3 charge heads. The jump attack does as much posture damage as a charge head. Not again. Are you doing this again? Alright. Okay, him taken out. Now we can go get into this. Like I said, it's very difficult. I mean, there's a 99% chance about to come back later, but I still want to make sure we cover it in case we don't come back to it for a long time, because I do want to, you know, get a higher level for it, but I still want to at least show it off. What you're going to do is go up, talk, ... You're going to see 3 summon signs. You're better off playing offline, because then it won't pull from the last 3 players, and they may be more on your level. We're just going to give it a shot. So, looking at him, that mask he has, you find at mountaintops of the giants at the very end of the game. So, he's going to be very high level. He's been to at least the capital, way ahead of us. And then they've already gotten the madness ending, I could tell from their eyes. So, this character's probably New Game Plus. Let's start with them. Or they're just at the very end of the game, because that's from an ending. That's the Frenzy Flame ending. You don't really get that until very end of the game. I mean, you might got the eyes of fucking Blood Boss build. You might have, yeah, that Blood Boss. Look at their health. Isn't that crazy? Wait till you see their damage. Ew, it's absurd, bro. They're all about fire and blood. Nakakiba, very crazy range. Yeah. Look at that. And then you don't get to refill your heals in between either side. Yeah, we really need that plus 10 weapon. No damage. We're not ready for this yet. We're dead. Yep. So, that's what it is. And that's just the first. Then you gotta do it 3 times. So we'll actually come back here in a few episodes. But like I said, I at least wanted to cover it so you guys knew. So if we didn't come back for a long time, this may be something you really want. You guys could just have at it. keep going through it and you know until you get it. But don't worry about it. We're about to get you guys set up for this. So by the time we do Deep Root Depths, we're going to be so Deep Root Depths is the last underground region. By next episode, that's done. Right when we do that, we're going to be going into Altus, because that's where we're at next. Then we'll be working our way over here to Volcano Manor. I'll make sure we do it first. That's where we get the main weapon for the recommended build. Intelligence, you guys already got 2 that you can bring up to +10 now, and I advise you do it. They're some of the best you're going to get. They'll carry the whole way. You'll get some returns towards the end of the game, so you know. But you guys, so quality build set up for a +10 weapon with Bloodhound's Fang. Intelligence is set up for a +10 weapon with either Blob's weapon or the Darkmoon Greatsword or Estella's Wing. Arcane, your guys, this is right over here, right by ours. Strength Arcane, you're gonna get your weapon because there's only one. It's really good. So that'll be your +10 weapon, like right here. There's like a Dex Arcane weapon, and then the boss of the capital drops probably the best Dex Arcane. So they're all coming, but after Deep Root, I will make it a point to go get our weapon, and then I feel like it would be a good time to come back. So don't worry about it too much. But either way, now that we've closed all those, you know, loose ends out, and we have shown the Great Jars Challenge, we're gonna keep on moving. So now we'll be heading over to Deep Root. So, like I said, don't worry, we'll be better set up, but I did want to at least show that off. So if you guys in your own time wanted to just stick with it until you get that talisman, you don't have to wait for it, was the thing. But either way, guys, we're going to go up to where you fought the boss, which is over there on the right-hand side. Oh, and that item we missed, if you guys want to grab it, it's crafting. It's not really a big deal. It's an old thing. I just happened to miss it when we were here. Now, what you're looking for is a jellyfish. As I said earlier on, it said, you know, the jellyfish aren't so much the enemy, they're really the only way to find stuff sometimes. Like, there's a whole region hidden behind here. The only way to find it is by finding jellyfish and following them. So, pretty crazy shit. So, you're gonna see that body, we've already got the item from him. We're gonna roll off, go to the right. Right back here, you're gonna see a body. Another beautiful stone sword key, so that puts us up to 3 again. See that? We're at mid-game. We just bought stone sword keys. I told you guys, we'll be able to do every stone sword key door, and we only had to buy 2. You know, we didn't even have to this point. So fight the jellyfish if you want. It's not really needed. And we'll go ahead and get our Side of Grace. I'm not worried about the 7,000 runes we dropped back there. Not really a big deal. I mean, it's like 60,000 a level right now, so we'll get them. From this point forward, everyone's worth a lot, man. Now, when you get to the edge here, you're going to notice a little roll-off point. Now, I'm going to switch my shield up, too, because I like to parry these guys. Fight them how you want to fight them. It's pretty tough. There's not much room to stand on. If you don't fight them in here, you have to fight them on that bridge. And, you know, it can be difficult. So I like to parry tactics. It's pretty easy. Just parry, jump over his stomps, and, you know, it's really easy. But if you can't do that, you could always smack them, dodge, you know. But if you notice, the parry's just much easier. But yeah, don't feel like if you can't parry, you can't beat the guy. When we fought him before, this has always been really tough, you know what I mean? Yeah, he doesn't like healing. Way back. Methods. I don't want people to feel like, oh, if you can't parry, you can't beat it. That's not the truth. Bye-bye. And there you go. So you're going to get his shield, the guaranteed drop. Crucible Horn Shield. It's really cool and very, very unique. Great shield if you're doing a strength build. I don't really care for it. I don't think it really stands out amongst the other great shields, but it is very unique, to say the least. And Missionary's Cookbook. Really good crafting resources here that are quite rare. Aside from this, if you follow the walkthrough, we have covered D, Thea, and Rajier's quest. We did all of this before we even started the underground. Ronnie, Blythe, Egypt, we covered all of it. We spent a whole episode to do so. So if you have not done that, I would not press forward until you do, because we're about to get into this quest up ahead, and you will miss your opportunity if you do not have the armor we picked up, which is right here. The twin set. So you gotta have the twin set for upcoming quests. So we've already covered this. Now when we go here, you're going to see another Crucible Knight here, and you'll see a door straight across. What I like to do first is go to the left. Even though this is how you progress, there's a lot of these little fuckers that are in the underground areas, like the Ghost Flame. They will get involved. You do not want this. Crucible Knight's hard enough. Don't need the added help, right? So, Smithing 4. Go Centipede, go out of the waterfall to your right. Start piling up on you. Thank you. Rune Arc. Now we're going to backtrack. Now before you go for the Crucible Knight, once again, right inside here. Now we do need to grab some items over here, but you're going to aggro Mr. Crucible, so we're going to go here first. Now this is the Spear Barrier. You have not fought this guy yet. We're going to play it the same way. Oh wait, no, I took off my damn shield. I forgot. I didn't want to take that off yet. I think this guy's easier. I mean, I guess he could be considered harder. I just don't struggle with him as much. I think it's easier to parry, but he does do more damage. Yeah, he can be a nightmare if you're not here. Really cool special range weapon he has too, which we will be getting shortly. Next episode, I believe. So, now. Thank you. And you can, you know, pretty much every single move he has. One more smack up to it. Get your somber. There you go. Taking him out gets you somber 6. Smithing 5. Now we'll proceed this way. The only reason I wanted to come here first is just to take out the little guys so they didn't get involved. You know what I mean? Now I do believe we're good. Want to use our gold shield. We don't have the weight because I actually put on the whole Banished Knight set. Now I had the weight to do so. So I don't have that yet. Now this is a incantation we're really going to want. Order Healing. This is a very, very, very special incantation. It's more survivability than anything else, but we all know Death Blight, and if you don't have the boluses for it, you're fucked. Well, that is a incantation that will actually cleanse Death Blight buildup, so absolutely phenomenal. And then Deep Root Depths, that's what it is. It's a Death Blight zone. It's, you know, it's going to be difficult. So having access to stuff like that will be nice. Now, if you're not doing a faith build, keep in mind you are going to need to have resources, so make sure you have plenty of your boluses. I think it's your rejuvenating, to be exact. Alright, so now that we have that, now we can do the hard part, because fighting 2 Crucible Knights back to back was not it. Alright, so as we go out, there should be another centipede somewhere. I think it's out here. To the right, yeah. Really rare crafting. Now this guy right here is Dee's brother. So what we're going to do is we're going to give him Dee's armor, if you've done the quest, and then he'll be able to be summoned to help with a double gargoyle boss fight. It's very difficult. It's your inner order gesture. He's not really going to say anything. So, double gargoyles. We fought gargoyles before, right? Well, have we fought any gargoyles yet? One Caleb, no, we ignored him. I don't think we fought any gargoyles yet. That's crazy. Alright, well, they're really big guys, similar to golems. Usually they will have a great sword or a twin blade, usually both, and they'll swap back and forth. They're going to have stomps. They're very dangerous, very deadly. They can also use poison, so one of them has like a slow poison effect that he can put out, but the other has a very, very rapid poison, and sitting in the mist will just absolutely destroy you. The biggest way to find success in this fight is to get one down before the other one even spawns in, or you're almost gonna just guaranteed to die. It's very, very hard. One of the hardest encounters in the game, in my opinion. At least to this point, for sure. Nothing comes close. Maybe a stealth. But, you know, I would buff up your damage, make sure you have the weapon does most damage. We want to try to just get charged heavies, maybe bait its head. We'll be able to summon here if we've done the quest like we have. And then we also have Mimic. So we're just going to go in and gang on this fucking dude, right? Let's buff up. We're also going to go to our flask. I might get killed here, but I don't heal fast enough. You see, he already has that poison effect going. Yeah, he's gonna go crazy. That's why you gotta try to circle around him, burn pattern and dodge through. And sometimes you can stick under him and really get you. It just depends on the setup. There's the poison. Watch out. Dodge through that. Big ol' AoE. There's the halberd. Yeah, that's pretty much, he always has like the great sword, but or he can have a quick blade or a halberd. That's the other thing. It's probably easier to jump heavy than first. The other one's probably coming soon. We better hurry up here. So dodge. Wait for it. Dodge. There it is. So if they end up staggering him, you need to be the one to rush up as they get that critical game. It's gonna be better. Yep, there's that second one. Now we're in trouble. We need to do our best to separate here. Separated, guys. He does that, back it up. Doesn't do it. You can't stay at range. Your Mimic's gonna get killed because we have upgrades. If you guys want to make this easier, you're gonna have to go, you know, get some upgrades into your Mimic. What's my shield for? Guys are a good distraction, you know, having your Mimic, you know, your other guy, just stick with it. Watch the dodge timing. Use your shield, for sure. Back up and do the poison, guys. Oh, you missed. But I will say, if you guys notice, we're trying to stick close to it sometimes. We can't really get it. There we go. We're going to stagger. Not again. Keep fucking me on my damn tree. Big stuff. So it is really difficult. It's really hectic. Nowhere else to go. I mean, you could start going to Altus, but you know, it's just where we are. You got to stick with it. Get past him. If you're really struggling here, I mean, if you're really having a hard time, and I can see why you would. Yeah, 6 6s, 7 7s, 3 8s. I would get a somber weapon to +7, even if it's something you don't want for your build, just to get more damage off. I wouldn't touch 8, 9, or 10. Would not touch them. But if you're doing like a bait build for the recommended build, or you're doing something that we just ain't really found what you want yet, Bloodhound's Fang or something just really strong, bring it up to +7. Come in here. We've picked up every single ghost glover to max out your spirit summons. So I would go ahead and, you know, maybe try to max out Mimic, and do your best to put them down. You know, just stick with it, you'll get it. It's a really hard fight, you know. We also have buffs that we could use. You have pots you could use. So there's a lot going on that you can take advantage of. And obviously taking him out got you 2 things. So right here, Gargoyle's Twin Blade, pretty cool. And then you got the Gargoyle's Greatsword. It's a regular greatsword. Now there's two variants of these weapons. Like we'll get another greatsword. One will be somber, one's a basic weapon. So look into it, but very, very solid choice. The only one's about the somber is you cannot change their Ashes of War, although they are better. Where the fuck? Oh, it's all the way back there. I'm like, where the fuck's our shit at? So what we're going to be looking for here, guys, is we're looking for a coffin, which is right by your side of grace. Let's go ahead and rest on up. I mean, grab your... We don't have enough for a level. Just grab your stuff. Now, when you take this... I can't remember if it acts as a rest or not. Yeah, let's rest. Get our heals back. As soon as we get over here, we're going to be in a fight, so... Jump on in the coffin. And for those wondering, there's nothing else going on here. It looks like there is, but you know, there's nothing else to get. This one's pretty cool. So once you have them taken out, and they're like the gatekeeper to deeper depths. So until you take them out, you cannot reach it. But as soon as you do, you're getting the coffin, and that's what brings you to deeper. Isn't that neat? Wild shit. You gotta love this game. Like on a first time playthrough, whether it's a blind playthrough or not, the game's just that good. You know, even if you're using a walkthrough for your first playthrough, but it's like the most magical thing you've seen. Everything about this game, we start getting into the stories and the hidden locations. You see stuff like this. It just constantly has you in awe, in my opinion, especially if it's your first Souls like. I was completely mesmerized by this game. I was like, dude, just the deeper I get, some games fall off. To me, this one doesn't. I know a lot of people say they enjoyed the first half better. I think they're fucking crazy because it just gets better and better and better and better. I love it, man. Now, you fought avatars in the past. We all know how annoying they can be. You shouldn't be much of a challenge, though, so just, you know, do the method here. No robbing. Oh, my dodger's off. But we're just dodging his big attacks, laying in fire, charge heavies, roll through. Now sometimes when he does that action, he does have a follow-up. Just be careful. Also remember, his range is quite substantial. He's not even a boss this time. He's just down here because of the archery. What a dick. He's probably gonna die here. No, we're okay. Nope, we're not. Goodbye. You. That's gonna get you his weapon, strength-based weapon. You want like a big-ass club to beat somebody with. It's not a bad choice. I don't like the Ash of War. It's like his butt slam. Instead of like shoving the staff to the ground and shooting all the cool projectiles, you get the butt slam. But as far as just a regular weapon to hit people with, it's fucking awesome. I mean, we're not even that short of the strength requirement. You could definitely two-hand it for sure, but it does holy and it does physical, so I really like that. It's heavy as shit. Look at that. Isn't that neat? I really liked it in my first playthrough. I was fucking around with it. It's pretty cool. It's, you know, at the very least, it's very unique. Now, how short are we for a level here? It's like 9,000. We're going to get quite a few runes through here. Quite a few big ones at that. No, dude. You know, it just reminds me, too, that we never even talked about Estelle's remembrance because we had all the stuff with Ronnie's quest and everything else. I just never, you know, got back to it. So I guess we'll do that really quickly. But yeah, now you see you have a whole nother underground here. But this is your last one. And to be honest, Estelle's just doesn't really jump out at me. Some people might really love what she has. I just, you know, even if I was intelligence build, I don't think it'd jump out at me. So Estelle, you have Bastard Stars. This is a flail. I'm just not a big flail guy. I'm sure some people are. Most people aren't, honestly. But physical, you get magic, 22 intelligence, 22 dex. So another dex int. That's what I said. If you're doing a like a melee mage, you want to go dex int, not strength int. There are some strength int weapons, but I feel like dex int shines much more. Plus, your spells come out quicker the more dex you have. But you know, really cool Ash of War, Nebula. You kind of spin it around, does all these explosions. That's really wild. But then the other thing's that Ash of War, Waves of Darkness. That special thing Tuesday where all those waves come out and come out. So that's your two choices. So it's up to you guys. Then you have Radon's. I'm gonna pick up Radon's sword.
Now go that door.
I'm wondering too if we have. No, you know what? Since I don't want her stuff, let's go ahead and use her soul. I'm gonna pick up Radon's armor. So we told you guys once you start taking out humanoid bosses, they're gonna get armor sets. So right now it's just Renala and Radon, but Radon's set is super good. In fact, I'll probably just get the whole thing. Why not? Such a layers. But yeah, it's super cool. It's like dingy because he's been in the desert so long, but it's got a beautiful cape on it. Probably looks really good with what we have here, honestly. You know, look at that. Like I said, you'll start getting to the stuff now. It is really heavy. That's the one thing. We might not be able to pull off the helm. That's cool. I think we look dope without it. All right. So now that we have actually covered that, we'll jump on back to Deep Root. All right. So Deep Root, pretty wild place. Pretty wild place. Now we're not going to finish this until next episode. It's just too big. Plus, you know, we had to do the path here and all that. But we're going to get up to a really solid point and get you guys the map and, you know, take out the first few little areas. Now, Deep Root is another one of those places that, if you're going for Platinum Trophy, has got to be done. And it's also just a really cool zone that you should want to do. It's super cool. It can be difficult. Now, remember the bull ants. They suck because it's going to damage them from the front, and they'll probably end up killing you if you're not careful. Yeah, he's about to get us, isn't he? We just wanted to scare them. We don't really give a shit about these guys, but I wanted to see if we can get rid of them really quickly. There we go. So you got to get behind them. It's the only way they really take damage. Now that Scarab gave you a wild-ass Ash of War called Golden Land. So you got to use it on big stuff, right? But I think it pretty much just slams it to the ground, doing an AoE that will interrupt enemies' attacks and knock them back. As soon as we got that, what we're going to be doing is working our way up the roots. So if you go straight across, that's going to bring you into, we'll call it Deep Root Depth Main, right? Like the main area. However, there is some extraordinarily rewarding side content you got to do for your platinum. So what we're going to do is go out to the edge. First of all, you're going to see this little root here on the right. It's going to backtrack you. There's a lot of trick jumps on your horse going through Deep Root, just how it works out, you know what I mean? So that's going to get you Smithing 6. Remember I told you if you did the, if you actually took the time to do all the underground regions, you'll be able to bring up quite a few weapons. Well, you're going to see how you're set up for Sombers, but even your other ones, we're going to be getting probably like the rest of the sixes are missing, and a few 7s, a few 8s, so like you obviously have enough. Plus you can buy infinite amounts of 1 and 2. You have at least 12 of these, at least 12 of these, at least 12 of those. We only need 4 more of those, 2 more of those, and 10 more of these. These you're not going to get, but you should be able to get to like a plus 21 weapon right now. Absolutely absurd. And I do believe we took the wrong route. What we're trying to do is get to the right. Yeah, so we have to go to the far right. We don't want to go straight across just yet. What we're looking for is right here. So if you get to the far right branch, you're going to see a drop-off point right here. Don't worry about anything under you. What we're going to be doing is going in this cave. Now, believe it or not, you can actually use Torrent the whole time you're in this cave. There's going to be quite a few ants, and you're going to get quite a few Newman's rooms. I don't even know if you found any Newman's rooms yet. They're worth a lot. It's pretty late game. But they're worth, I think, 12,500 a pop. You get 5 of them in here. And then you also get a legendary incantation each for your platinum. It's pretty cool too. It goes to the holy build very well. Like a paladin. But don't kill me. Could not get that fucking heal off. Yeah, but so there's a spell over here. It's one of the legendary incantations for your platinum trophy, but if you're doing like a paladin build, you're trying to use all holy, stick with that whole theme. Really cool. It's called Elden Stars, and what it does, it's almost similar to what the Avatar was doing, where he shoots a bunch of projectiles at you. It's way cooler, way cooler. Alright, let's do this again. I was hoping not to die, but shit happens. And that's just the start. Wait till later. You're going to see more ants than you've seen this far. You guys are going to love it. I'm sure of it. Alright, fellas. Who's ready for a rematch? Nope. Remember, ants hate fire, and I said it before, you'd be surprised, even frostbite does okay. Yeah, go get on your ass here. I'm telling you, there's so many of them. There's so fucking many of them. Now, as soon as you take down the queen, boom, Newman's room. And then you also get quite a few rune arcs. I think you get 5 rune arcs, 5 Newman runes. Now, up here, remember, all the other ants are kind of guarding them. You see all those fuckers? So they're all up there. There's 2. Try to just dwindle their numbers down a little bit before we go down. Because it's obviously going to be a pain in the ass. Because they got range of their own. Should kill them, right? Yep. These ones are easy to kill. I don't even think they attack you, but we're here. I don't have any other projectiles. Alright. The other thing to do, and I'm hoping for the best here, what I'll typically do is just ride all the way through. So I can do it. Heal. Get up. We're gonna choke point. Heal. Swing for the fences. It's a bit rough, but it's probably, the best strategy I can come up with what you're dealing with. So there's Elden Stars, like I said, legendary incantation, holy damage, really cool. But the best strategy I can come up with to deal with them, with the weapons and stuff we have now, is exactly that. Run past all of them, choke point, line them up, swing for the fences, use AoEs, use fire, whatever you got, right? Oh shit, you're not dying in 2 hits no more. Let's heal. Mana. I told you it's a bit rough. See, when we get our main weapon, that's going with the recommended build, it has an AoE that sends a firewall straight on down. It's really good for clearing mobs like this. It's widely considered to be, the most powerful weapon in the game, or at least top 5. Because, some blood loss weapons are obviously really powerful too, but yeah, it's easily one of the most powerful weapons. It's the reason why we recommend strength base, because you have a very powerful AoE that not only does crazy amount of fire damage, but it also heals you every time you use the Ash of War by like 30%. 30% of your health comes back. And on top of that, it gives you like 5% of your health every time you kill an enemy. So high damage and survivability. That's why, for me, that's the best thing for recommended build. Damage and survivability. For your player, it's really powerful. The problem is we don't have it yet, but it does help a lot for situations like this. It makes them a joke. It's pretty much a boss cheese weapon. You can just spam the Ash of War, take anything out, so it makes sense for the walkthrough. Even though I don't really recommend that tactic. It's just nice to have. Alright, so coming out, now we're just kind of clearing the routes and going straight across. We're going to get you guys a map, and we'll close up from there, but we're already here, so let's go and get this stuff. Now, when I get to the edge of the routes, I'll typically always get off torrents. It's really hard to... You have to be really comfortable in torrents to turn around like that. There's really not much going on. I think there's like one more thing on the other end, but what we're going to do is just go straight across. And typically, when you're around our level, about level 100, when you go through there and get 5 Newman runes, you should be able to pop all of them and get a level. If you want to. It should be just enough, though. Alright. So before we go forward, I thought there was a rune. Okay, I may be mistaken. Not a big deal. Oh, there it is. So there's a few little loose items, and there's a lot of ants that are flying around. They're going to put you down even quicker than the other ants. So we're not going to sit here and tango with all these guys. You can, if you want. But for us, we're not. We're just going to ride through one torrent, get our items, and, you know, get the hell gone. So there's your rune I was referencing. From there, we're going to jump on over. Try to jump on over. And your side of grace is dead ahead. And like I said, there are, you know, a lot of ants that are coming for you here. Yeah, we're fucked. We're fucked. Fuck it. You know what we're gonna do? You don't have to rest, but just run straight on through and get your side of grace. That way you don't have to do that run back across the roofs. I'm going to try to just take him out. There are other items, but that's what I said. In case we get killed, we'll go ahead and have it. I was just going to ride through and get the items, but they started surrounding us, so... God, their damage is fucking absurd. Alright. So if you left the side of grace and you were to backtrack over here on the right, look at that. It's half your health with one fucking hit, bro. Nope, we're dead. Really? You're so annoying, brother. So annoying. Get up. All we needed was that one hit to give us all that shit. Now, you don't even have to do this, guys. It's just resources. The thing of it is over here, these butterflies are really rare. There you go. Basic butterflies. Aside from that, we're pretty much done. You know, I do believe to the right there's a few items in the trees over there, but we're going to just do that next episode. It's on the path to where we're going. So now that we have all that clear, once again, don't feel like you have to do it if you don't want to. You do not have to. It's just butterflies. Just, you know, 100% walkthrough, covered 100% of it. Probably not worth your time. Before we move forward, though, it's going to grab our, was it 60,000? Something like that. 6250. Not quite enough for 2 levels, but pretty good. So we start pumping up that strength. So now we're actually at, you know, 30, we're looking pretty good. We still need 10 more levels to help. I think 50 is a really good spot. But like I said, if we go like 40 strength, 40 faith, we could respec, bring them each down to 35, so we're still reaching requirements. And then just, you know, put 10 levels into our health. That way we're still doing our damage and reaching requirements. So now that you actually have that side of grace, you can't really see, but all you're doing is, if you're looking straight off the cliff, going to the right, and we're going to ride this waterfall around. We're not going to stay to the left side. We don't want to be near the edge. We want to be towards the back. Now, as soon as you go over here, and yes, I know that there's a bear through that waterfall, but we're not going through it. There's a much better way to get to him. But as soon as you go over, these are like the aggressive gargoyles. They're charged heavy, they're staggered, they're just, not that bad. Just take him out if he is in your way. But you're immediately going to see this gazebo. That's where your map is. So that's what we want. We're going to grab that. We're going to jump back. And with that right there, that's what we have for this episode. So we're sitting here at 50 minutes. Just don't have the time to do the rest. So next episode, we know that, this whole first half is done. We've already done all this. It doesn't seem like that much, but there was quite a bit packed in there. So next episode, what we're going to be doing is going on in, obviously clearing this, clearing all the ruins out. There'll be a lower portion, we'll clear all that, and then you're going to have an upper portion. So I'm going to try to fit all this into one episode. There's a lot going on, but I do believe if we just kind of, move through it, we can get it. You have a main boss, then you start closing out quests with V and D and everybody else. So that it will be the plan. So we should have this wrapped up next episode. Then after that, we are finally in Mount Gelmir and Altus, and we'll be chasing down our weapon. So either way, we are going to wrap up here. As always, I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I hope it has been helpful, and we'll catch you back here shortly.